Welcome all of you on Chemistry Study channel Chemiluminescence. In this video, we are going to discuss about Markovnikov's rule and anti-Markovnikov's rule. These rules are used for determination of major and minor products in hydrohalogenation reaction of alkene, that is addition of hydrogen halide to alkene. First, we will discuss about Markovnikov's rule and then anti-Markovnikov's rule. Let's see first what is Markovnikov's rule. This is a statement of Markovnikov's rule which states that when protic acid, that is hydrogen halide, is added to a symmetric alkene, the acid hydrogen from this hydrogen halide is attached itself to carbon having greater number of hydrogen substituent. This carbon is present into a unsymmetric alkene, and whereas the halide group, that is X minus part of the protic acid, is attached itself to the carbon atom which has greater number of alkyl substituent. This one is the second statement, which will be a simpler one. When a symmetric reagent, that is hydrogen halide, is added to a symmetric alkene, the negative part of reagent get attached to that carbon atom which carrying less number of hydrogen atom, and the another thing is that the positive part will attach to that carbon atom which carrying more number of hydrogen atoms. These two are the statement of the Markovnikov's rule. Before explaining mechanism of the reaction, remember all symmetric alkene undergoes addition reaction and they form only one product, while the addition reaction of unsymmetric alkene for two products. Hence, this rule is useful for asymmetric alkene and not for symmetric alkene. These are the reactions of symmetric alkene. You can see here, this one is a symmetric alkene. The second reactant is also symmetric. How to identify whether these are symmetric or unsymmetric? Then make a part of this compound, means put a line across the double bond. If you get a two equal portion or two equal part, that alkene is a symmetric, and if you get a two unequal part, that means it is an unsymmetric alkene. So these are the reactions of addition of HCl to the symmetric alkene, and you can see here only one product is formed. Hence, there is no need to find out whether which one is a major and which one is a minor. So remember this thing, that these rules are Markovnikov's rule or anti-Markovnikov's rule. These rules are useful for the asymmetric alkenes. Now the second thing you have to remember, that the stability order of carbocation. So this is the stability order of carbocation. Here you can see the carbocations are given. This one is the first carbocation, CH3 plus. First, see what is carbocation. The cation is the positively charged species, which is electron poor species, and this one is the electron acceptor species. So to stabilize this electron poor species, what this carbon have, it should be have a electron donor group. If it have electron donor group, then it become a stable carbon or stable carbocation. But if you see in methyl carbocation, there is no donor group, only 3 hydrogens are present on this carbon. This carbon is a primary carbon, this one blue carbon, because it is attached to only one carbon atom. Here is a directly one donor is attached to this carbon. If you see in secondary carbon, there are 2 donor groups, that means this secondary carbon is attached to 2 alkyl group. If you see in tertiary carbon, carbocation, in that there are 3 donor groups are available. They show a plus I effect. That's why if you see the stability order of this, so tertiary carbocation is more stable than the secondary carbocation, which is again more stable than the primary carbocation, and which is more stable than the methyl carbocation. This is the order of stability of carbocation. You have to be remember these two things. Let's see with the help of example. This is the example where HCl, that is asymmetric reagent, is added to asymmetric alkene. This is the asymmetric alkene. You can see here, if you put a cross line or a cross line to this double bond, we will get the 2 unequal parts. This carbon is the first carbon which have a 2 hydrogen atoms, and this carbon is the second carbon which have only 1 hydrogen atom. That means these 2 carbons which are directly bonded to double bonds are asymmetric. When HCl is added to this asymmetric alkene, it forms 2 products. These are the 2 products. First product is formed when chlorine is attached to the carbon number 2. and the second product is formed when chlorine is attached to a carbon number 1. And according to our rule, when negative part is attached to that carbon which carrying less number of hydrogen atoms is formed as a major product. Hence, this product is a major and this product is a minor one. Let's see first mechanism of hydrohalogenation of alkene and how it explains Markovnikov's rule. Before going to mechanism, first we'll see the electron distribution in alkene and HCl. We know alkene which contains carbon-carbon double bond, and out of these two bonds, one bond is a sigma bond and another one is a pi bond. Sigma bond is formed axial overlapping of orbitals and pi bond is formed by the sidewise overlapping of orbitals. That means pi bonds are perpendicular on the plane. Hence, the pi electron clouds are present above the plane and below the plane. This is a pi electron cloud you can see here, which is present above the plane and below the plane. Here in reagent HCl, we know that Cl is belonging to group 17 in periodic table, that is halogen, and we know that halogens are the most electronegative atoms in a periodic table. Electronegativity means the tendency to pull a shared pair of electrons towards itself. That means this chlorine is pulling a shared pair of electrons from this bond. Hence, it becomes a delta negative and this hydrogen is a delta positive. This is the charge distribution between HCl. And one more thing you have to be remembered that electron flow always occur from electron rich species to the electron poor species. Here you can see that this is electron cloud, that means it is electron rich, and this H plus is electron poor species. Let's see mechanism. This is the reactant, that is alkene, which is unsymmetric, because if you see here the carbon which are directly bonded to double bond, this carbon carrying only one hydrogen, this carbon carrying two hydrogens, hence it is unsymmetric. This reagent is also unsymmetric, this carrying positive charge and chlorine carrying negative charge. What happened in first step, the electron rich species, that is the double bond, is attack on the electron poor species, that is hydrogen H plus, and it form a new CH bond. It form a new CH bond, and here the CC pi bond is get break and it forms a carbocation. This one is the carbocation because this new bond is forming to this carbon. On this carbon, a new carbon hydrogen bond is formed, and here a carbon-carbon bond is get break. Hence, the electron shift from this to hydrogen. Hence, it is get electron deficient, and that's why it have a positive charge, which is the electron poor species. Now, what happened in next step? Now, here also you can see this CH bond is get break and C minus ion is formed. Negative charge, that means it is the electron, hence it is the electron rich. Again the same thing is happened, electron rich species attack on the electron poor species, that is the carbocation. And in next step the final product is formed. Here you can see this Cl is attached to that carbon which carrying only one hydrogen in a reactant, that is the which carrying a less number of hydrogen, and the positive part is attaching or bonded to that carbon which carrying more number of hydrogen in the reactant, and this product is get formed which obtained as a major product. Let's see similar example in different way. This is the example which is we already studied, only it put or it's showing in two different way. In first, if you see the attacking of double bond on hydrogen and forming a new CH bond and breaking of HCl bond, here is a possibility that this carbon which carrying two hydrogen atoms is forming a new CH bond, and forming this carbocation, in which a positive charge is on that carbon which carrying only one hydrogen atom. While in second example, if you see a double bond is again attacking on the hydrogen atom of reagent and HCl bond is get breaking, but in this reagent the positive charge is forming on that carbon which carrying two hydrogen atom, and new CH bond is formed between the carbon which carrying hydrogen and the hydrogen of the reagent, and this forming this carbocation. If you observe these two carbocation, this carbocation is a secondary carbocation because the carbon which carrying positive charge, it is bonded with two other carbon atom, hence it is a secondary carbocation. And if we see this carbocation which is formed by this attacking, in which a carbon which carrying positive charge, it is bonded with only one carbon atom, hence it is a primary carbocation. And we already studied that secondary carbocation is more stable as compared to primary carbocation. Hence secondary carbocation is formed in major quantity as compared to primary carbocation in the reaction. Hence the product obtained from the secondary carbocation is formed in a major quantity, or is obtained in a major quantity, while the product which is obtained from primary carbocation is formed in a minor quantity. Hence this difference is occur, that one product is obtained as a major and one product is obtained as a minor. Let's see one more example based on the same topic. This is a reaction of addition of HBr to the unsymmetrical kin. This is the unsymmetrical kin. If you put a perpendicular line across the double bond, we get two unequal parts. Hence, it is a unsymmetrical kin. What do you think? According to Markovnikov's rule, which one is the major product? So, according to Markovnikov's rule, if negative part is attached to that carbon which carrying a less number of hydrogen atoms, will be obtained as a major product. Here, the carbon number 1 is carrying only one hydrogen, carbon number 2 is carrying two hydrogen atoms. If the bromine atom is attached to a carbon number 1, that product will be a major product. That means this product. This product is obtained when bromine is bonding with carbon number 1 which carrying only one hydrogen atom, and hydrogen from the reagent is bonding with the carbon number 2 which carrying two hydrogen atoms. But this is not a major product. Why this is not a major product? Let's see the mechanism of this reaction. Here, if you see that this double bond and this one is a H plus ion from the reagent. What happened in first step? Double bond is attacked on the H plus ion and form a carbocation. We know that mostly or majority a secondary carbocation is formed. That means a positive charge should be on this carbon number 1. That is this one. This secondary carbocation is formed, in which a carbon which carrying positive charge is further bonded with a two carbon atom. And we are expecting that this one is a stable carbocation. Hence, the bromine will attack on this and this product will be obtained as a major product. But this is not so. If you observe, the carbon next to the carbon which carrying positive charge is carrying two methyl group and one hydrogen atom. Hence, there is a possibility of shifting this hydrogen atom to this carbocation. Hence, what happen in next step? The hydrogen from this carbon is get shift towards the carbon which carrying positive charge. Hence, it become a CH2 and this carrying a positive charge and form this carbocation. This carbocation is now a tertiary carbocation because it is bonded with three other carbon atom, and we know that tertiary carbocation is more stable as compared to secondary carbocation. Hence, this carbocation is formed in this reaction and which obtained in a more quantity. Now, in next step, the negative part, and this is called 1,2 hydride shift. This one is called 1,2 hydride shift. And next step, what happens? The negative part of the reagent, that is Br minus, it gets attacked on the carbocation and form the final product which obtained as a major product and not a this one. Now let's see the next example. Again the similar example where you can see this is the unsymmetrical kin and the addition of HBr, that is unsymmetric reagent to this unsymmetrical kin. What do you think? There are again the formation of two products. These two products will form, one is the 1-bromopropane in which negative part is bonding with that carbon which carrying more number of hydrogen, and the second product, that is 2-bromopropane, is obtained when negative part is bonding with that carbon which carrying less number of hydrogen, that is the 1 hydrogen. Out of these two, which one is a major and which one is a minor? So according to Markovnikov's rule, the product which obtained when negative part of the reagent attached to that carbon which carrying a less number of hydrogen atom obtained as a major product. That means we are expecting that this 2-bromopropane should be a major product and 1-bromopropane should be a minor product. Let's see, is it? No. Is it exactly opposite? That is why now 1-bromopropane is obtained as a major product and 2-bromopropane is obtained as a minor product. Why this is happen? This is happen because of this presence of peroxide. When peroxide is present in the reaction of addition of HBr to the unsymmetric alkene, the product obtained in a reverse way. This is called anti-Markovnikov's rule. So what is the statement of anti-Markovnikov's rule? This is the statement of anti-Markovnikov's rule, which state that when unsymmetric reagent is added to unsymmetric alkene in presence of peroxide, the negative part of the reagent is get attached to that carbon which carrying more number of hydrogen atoms, and the product obtained from this is obtained as a major product. But remember one more thing is that the behavior is shown by only HBr and not by hydrogen fluoride, hydrogen chloride or hydrogen iodide even in presence of peroxide. They will always show the result according to Markovnikov's rule. Only HBr show the result according to anti-Markovnikov's rule in presence of peroxide. Let's see the mechanism of anti-Markovnikov's rule. This is a similar example, that is propene, in which HBr is added and it forms two products. One is a 2-bromopropane and one is a 1-bromopropane. Out of these two, 1-bromopropane obtained as a major product and 2-bromopropane obtained as a minor product because of presence of peroxide. Let's see what is the mechanism. The mechanism of this reaction is that when a peroxide is present in a reaction, the mechanism takes place through radical formation. Means in first step, what happens? This HBr undergo homolytic cleavage. We know that there is a bond between this hydrogen and bromine, and each bond is formed by 2 electrons by either mutual sharing or from one atom donate, other atom is acceptor in this way. But while a cleavage, this cleavage takes place homolytically. That means each atom get one electron and they form, this is a distribution of electron out of this 2 electron, which is by which a bond is formed. Each atom, that is hydrogen, get 1 electron and bromine get 1 electron and they form a radical. It is called radical. It forms hydrogen. It shows that this is hydrogen radical. That means hydrogen have a 1 electron and bromine having a 1 electron. What happen in next? In next step, this is the propene, in which this is double bond. Again, out of this 2 double bond, one is a pi bond, another one is a sigma bond, and each bond is formed by 2 electrons. So what happens? This bromine is get bonded with this carbon atom, and by distributing, again there is a breaking of double bond. Out of this 2 electron of one bond, 1 electron is get shared with this bromine and they form a new bond, that is CBr bond, and one remaining electron is get shift towards this carbon and they form a radical on this carbon. This one is the product in which new CBr bond is formed and C atom is get 1 electron. That's why there is a radical. If we observe this radical which is present on this carbon atom, which is again bonded to another carbon atom, hence this radical is a secondary radical which is a more stable. Another possibility is what? Another possibility is that the Br is forming a new bond with this center carbon atom, that is this Cr bond. At that time what happens? Out of this 2 electron, 1 electron is get shared with the bromine atom and form this CBr new bond, and remaining electron it get over this carbon, and this is a carbon radical. If you observe this radical, this is present on that carbon which is attached only with 1 carbon atom, hence it is a primary radical. And stability, if you see the stability among these 2 radicals, secondary radical is more stable, hence it is formed in more quantity, and the primary radical is less stable, hence it is formed in a less quantity. Now what happen in next step? The hydrogen radical is get joined with this radical. If you see the products of obtained by this second secondary radical is this one, which is obtained from a more stable secondary radical, and the product obtained from primary radical is this one, in which the hydrogen is bonding with that carbon which carrying more number of hydrogen atoms, and bromine is bonding with that carbon which having a less number of hydrogen atoms. But if you see the quantity of these two, because of they are obtained from their radicals, out of these two radicals, secondary radical is a more stable, hence this product is obtained as a major product, and this product is a 1-bromopropane. And this product is obtained as a minor product because it's obtained from a primary radical which is less stable, that's why they form in less quantity, hence the 2-bromo products or 2-bromopropane is obtained as a minor product. This is the mechanism of anti-Markovnikov rule. Let's see one more example related to the anti-Markovnikov rule, because peroxide is present over here. This is unsymmetrical alkene. If you observe this carbon, it having a 2-methyl group, but there is no hydrogen. If you observe this carbon, which have 1 hydrogen atom and 1 methyl group, if there is a presence of peroxide, the addition takes place by anti-Markovnikov rule. That is, negative part is attached to that carbon which carrying a more number of hydrogen atoms, obtained as a major product. Hence, the product obtained by this addition, in which bromine is bonding with this carbon which carrying 1 hydrogen atom, is obtained as a major product, and the another product is that in which bromine is bonding with that carbon which don't have a hydrogen, is obtained as a minor product. Let's see one more time the mechanism of the reaction. This is the mechanism in which you can see that this is a bromine radical. There are two possibilities of adding bromine radical. In first possibility, bromine radical is forming a bond with this CH carbon and forming this radical. The second possibility is that bromine is forming a bond with this carbon which carrying 2-methyl group and form this radical. If you observe the stability of these two radicals, out of this, the radical is present on this carbon atom which already have a 2-methyl group and 1 CH carbon. That means it is bonded with 3-methyl group, hence it is a tertiary radical. If you observe this radical which is bonded with 2 carbon atom, hence it is a secondary radical. And if we are thinking about the stability order of the radicals, the tertiary radical is more stable as compared to secondary radical. Hence, this radical is not formed, only this radical is formed, and the product obtained from these are this one. That is, this is product obtained by tertiary radical, and this one is the product obtained from a secondary radical. Hence, this product is obtained in a major quantity, and this product is obtained either in a minor quantity or it may not be formed. Next, that is this one, addition of HBr to this propene. Again, the same thing is there. The two products are formed. Out of these two products, this 2-bromopropane is obtained as a major product and 1-bromopropane is obtained as a minor product, because this addition or determination of this major and minor product is by the Markovnikov rule. In next example, the same thing is there, that again the addition of HBr to this unsymmetrical alkene, the two products are obtained and we can determine the major and minor product by using a Markovnikov rule, because there is no presence of peroxide. If peroxide is present, then we have to be determine the major and minor product by anti-Markovnikov rule, which also known as a Kharash effect or peroxide effect. Hope you understood the mechanism of Markovnikov rule and anti-Markovnikov rule. If you liked it, what I taught you, then like and share this video and subscribe my channel for more videos. Thank you.